he might be the best disruptor player in the world. But T1 though, I gotta go with the boys from SCA here. I think they know what they're doing.
I love how you both represent your regions here, and you know, as the only unbiased panel member, you know, I'm gonna cast my vote, and I'm gonna go for T1. It has to be. I think when it comes to like experience and just how well the team's been performing over the past few months, I think T1 narrowly edge it out. I really like this Clinkz hero. I think the TB is going to be the liability in this draft, so I'm going to go for TSpirit. Sorry, for T1. So let's throw it over to our casting duo for this game, as we have Mo Farah and BK taking it away for game number 1.
Thank you very much, Nomad. TSpirit, T1. Do you have either or both, Mo?
What do you mean both?
I don't know. Nomad just confused himself twice. He technically has both.
Oh,
you know, he said he wanted T1, then he wanted TSpirit, then he wanted T1.
That's true. I'm a big Spirit fan. I love these guys. They've come on a long way. I've got to see them play so much. I will say I think Collapse is the massive MVP of this team. I think it's well established now, almost. A lot of people think that. And I'd be really surprised if he doesn't keep getting first phase banned focused.
Right.
Like the Mars doesn't feel that great anymore, and then the Tide and the Mag both get banned first phase against Spirit. So yeah, I think he's a big momentum. They're playing core Spirit Breaker this game, which is really fun. But I have to go for T1, I think, in my head. But my heart says Spirit Beacop, so technically I do have both.
I just can't do this. Prediction on Twitch doesn't let you pick both, and people are relying on you guys with their points. You're out here picking both.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried for if T1, if this Sanking doesn't have a great game. I think he should. If he doesn't, I don't think they control tempo very well in the game. And Spirit are going to run at them non-stop with this Disruptor, with this Spirit Breaker. They're going to want to fight, and you need this Sanking to have farm to be ready. Like, I think his blink time is going to be really key this game. A little bit worried for their damage output as well on T1, but I think it should be fine.
So at what point are TSpirit enabled to kind of just run at this T1 lineup?
Whenever they want.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, they need the level 6 on the Phoenix, really would help a lot, obviously. And I don't know what item build the Pangolier is going to go for, but they don't necessarily need the blink because they have this Spirit Breaker, right? And they have the glimpse available.
I guess it really depends on how the laning goes, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it always does, though, right?
Well, yeah, but you could also have a bad lane still come out like Undying in game 1 of that LGD series. They had a bad start to the lane 8 minutes in and then just ran it LGD and ultimately, you know, ended up winning that game.
I'm really surprised Kuki's gone Sandstorm at level 1. You don't see this a huge amount anymore.
They're taking a lot of harassment bottom, though.
Yeah, they are. I mean, this is they're pushing the wave in to make sure they get their level 2 first, so that Dire don't. Because I think if T1 get their level 2 first, they have so much kill potential with like the Burrow Strike and the double nuke from the Snapfire. So they need to make sure they get the 2 so they can try and get this like pull off on the Disruptor or something.
Throwing out that Scatter Blast, trying to do as much damage as he can there to Yatoro. At level 2 for both Cuckoo and Zephyr.
Oh. That was
close.
This dude's owning mid. He's doing really well, especially with the regen war. Whitemon.
Charge over on the Whitemon. First dive right on top of him as well, taking a lot of damage here. 23, trying to maybe get a kill before that first blood comes out, but Mira will get credit for that first blood. I think that's honestly my biggest question is, during the draft, what was Whitemon eating? Because I swear every draft he's always eating like a breadstick or like caramel squares. It's always something. It was always something during the DPC, and then I'm pretty sure he was eating something during the ESL drafts.
It's his thinking food, Peacock.
Yeah.
I did agree with you though. I found it quite funny that, yeah, in every draft when his camera came on, just having a good time, you know? Oh, Cuckoo.
He inspired us. We were buying breadsticks in Romania when we got to watch him. Ooh, good little move there by Maposhka, but an even cooler move there by Cuckoo.
Look at this Carl Doom though, just crushing this lane at the moment.
Radiant's
At 26 and 3.
is under attack.
I'm gonna get up to salve up.
A great time thus far. Charge comes in from Collapse, who will eat some right clicks there from 23savage. And then Zephyr on the run, but Yatoro just gets a quick kill there on Zephyr. It's caught by that kinetic field, and that's going to be a kill in the Snapfire.
Just to run out of Sandstorm as well straight away because they have that sentry down, so Cuckoo really not having a great time down here. He's so far behind in net worth as well. And this is a good thing about Spirit Breaker in lane, I will say. Obviously you just TP back to base, just charge back to lane.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Maybe not as quick as like a Nature's Prophet going back to lane, but you're getting there.
No. If it stops you buying regen though, then it's pretty good.
I will say though, bottom's not going well for T1, but mid and top have been quite all right.
It's like we said though, that if the Sankey doesn't have a good time though, I feel like he might be the most important hero for their draft, honestly.
Charge and a bash, 23 in trouble. Another bash coming in from Collapse, and Mira will get that kill onto the Clinkz. A look for Whitemon. Collapse thinking about charging under the tower. Salve pop by Whitemon, so that'll fix that idea.
This is really bad for Clinkz as well because the lane's pushing in, so he's going to miss out on all the XP.
We're going to TP back to base.
His Spirit Breaker is so tanky as well with the Bracer. He has so much HP, and then he has the Chainmail now on top for the armor. And he has Phase Roots coming out in the courier now as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant are scanning.
Get owned. I think if you play Spirit Breaker, sometimes it takes a while to get used to the attack animation. Feels a bit weird to last it with sometimes. Something else I was going to mention earlier. I think Bcop is having some problems. You've just got me for a second. Lucky you.
I can still. I've come back. My Dota just crashed. I still have the obs speed though. Whitemon,
you're fine then.
getting a little bit low. Rolling Thunder coming through. Collapse gets the kill on a Whitemon.
I was going to say, for something that is worth mentioning this game. Oh, Cookie. Oh, almost dodged by Mira.
Scatterblast Mira. He's going to fall. Charge comes in onto the Doom. Carl, though, maybe thinking about turning.
Cuckoo.
He's in some trouble. He's got Burrow Strike, but I don't think that's enough distance. And now they've got the vision on him. One more right click. Ituro will get that kill.
Look at the Spirit Breaker. Sorry, the TV's net worth in comparison to the Sand King. What a really rough bot lane this is for T1.
Similar to the matchup we saw where Faith Beyond was almost getting doubled in net worth.
Yeah. Yeah, back to my original point. Collapse playing Spirit Breaker. Is this something he's done a huge amount of before? I didn't get the chance to look it up, but I feel like it's something a bit different.
We've certainly been seeing more Spirit Breakers since like ESL, that's for sure.
Let's see if I'll have a quick look while you cast. Hang on.
All right, I'll do that. I got it. Whitemon, let's see. He's not having the best of games at the moment. His top lane has gone okay for T1, but losing 23 in that top lane kind of slowed it down a little bit, and he's now behind this TV. And Yatoro, now like you said, compare him to Cuckoo's net worth, and he is quite far ahead. Top lane, OG coming in from Collapse. And they've got the help from the Omni Knight with that level 2 the Heavenly Grace. Bash is coming through, Sunray out. 23 trying to survive, and what? 23.
He realized he was dead.
And I guess realized he was dead. He digs the trusty shovel and gives up his life. And now the charge is coming out on a Whitemon, which will stop Mira from dying. The purification was on him, but Whitemon now taking a lot of damage. All they need is one more bash, but the salve will be popped. And Whitemon will survive for now. Was he dead if he just ring around the Rosie the tower?
Oh, they're gonna go mid as well.
On the Pango. Tokyo are going to try and survive, but looking very unlikely as Carl will clean that kill. And
Nice
actually, the cookie goes over Miposhka, who will drop down the kinetic field and stop Carl from moving in. I'm going to put the Sunray on to this Doom, chase Carl out, but again, you've got that glimpse, which will put him into the hands of Yatoro. It'll end up with Miposhka dying, but Carl will fall in response. He buys out, though, on the Midas before he's dead.
So much gold though for the TB just to come in, sweeps up 361 gold for killing the Doom. That's one big jungle creep.
Radiant's
Are they going to try and push it?
Under attack.
I guess they could at least force rotations. I mean, the TB's already popped meta, so they might as well. Disruptor's getting level 6 bot.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They'll use that glyph. Toronto Tokyo stepping up, just putting some damage in onto the tier 1 tower. Whitemon trying to soak up experience in the top lane while 23 is in the jungle.
Oh, they see 23savage. They don't want to give away the ward though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And you're just trying to use that information maybe to go in onto the Clinkz.
The charge coming. Oh no, they can't. Okay.
Yeah, it got stopped. There's that burning barrage over on the middle lane. Goes back to the camp that he just stacked. He'll throw out some right clicks and try to farm as best he can. Well, the TB is also under a ward here. So they know where Yotaro is. He's going into this early Manta. And right now there is a double stack of those ancients that's under vision.
This Pango's not doing as well as I would have hoped for him to be doing at this point in the game. If you were a Spirit fan, you'd be hoping that this guy had a little bit more. Did have that death before, unfortunately, but even so.
Just seems like he's gotten pressured and Toronto Tokyo's kind of losing safe spots to feel like he's comfortable farming. Because he's sitting mid and just pushing the wave, and we had TV over in the triangle over in that area of the jungle. I want to see where Toronto Tokyo goes next. Meanwhile, top lane, Carl and Zephyr smoked. But doesn't look like they'll find anybody.
This Doom, when he gets Hood, is going to be really difficult to kill.
And he's quite farmed at the moment, which is making up a majority of that 1k net worth lead that T1 do have. And I believe Sand King has his blink, so I wouldn't be surprised to see T1 smoke up. Use this blink dagger to try and make a big play, especially with Carl having Doom available. And yeah, we'll pick up this Hood.
No, no, Spirit seem to be sitting into this rhythm of just being happy to just farm at the moment, right? Which I think the heroes farm nowhere near as quickly as the Dire side do.
Regeneration.
Yeah, especially Doom, who's got the Devour as well as the Midas, and you're working with Clinkz, who's already picked up that Maelstrom as well.
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah, Sand King's sitting top. Hasn't shown himself just yet. They went bottom without the Sand King, and yeah, Carl's here with the Doom ready to go, but without the Sand King, I just don't think that you have the proper lockdown and pressure. He's been spotted, so they know he's got that blink, or at least they should know if they've checked his inventory out. I'm gonna assume they did.
Radiant's bottom tower.
A little bit of a lead extension there for T1, getting the 2K ahead. I just think that maybe TSpirit have kind of played a bit too conservative. The Rolling Thunder does come in. It's on a Cuckoo. We got the Swashbuckle, and he'll try to survive with the help of the pig pole, but nowhere close to surviving that one as the pressure on from TSpirit in the top lane is enough to get the kill.
They're just falling behind in net worth at the same time. They've got 4 heroes up here to take this bot tier 1, but you see at the bot in the bot lane at the same time, like they're trying to pressure back the same with just the supports while the cores are farming.
Right.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And granted, that is also probably the doom split in net worth, right? Oh, actually, I guess the Clinkz too, right?
Middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, for sure. It's the 2 big cores on the Dire side that are farming really well.
Under attack.
Making up the gap.
They have vision of Yatoro. They want to make a move and try and get this kill. Again, they do have that Blink Dagger on the Sand King ready to go and make a move. But yeah, they haven't really done much with it yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get to see when the Doom gets Blink and the Sand King has one as well, that they'll go for the big fights, but...
And this slow pace, I would say, has to benefit T1, right? Comes back, Kinetic Fields. Heavenly Grace on himself. They dropped down the Static Storm. They're going to try and get this kill, and we'll finish him off. They have the Sunray on top of him, as well as those Fire Spirits burning out Whitemon. So another kill there, making it 9-3 in favor of TSpirit.
Oh, the charge?
They've got the Doom as the charge comes in, and now Mortimer's Kiss is laid down. Kinetic Field is there. But it blocked him out from getting this kill, I believe, onto the Spirit Breaker. Also, that Supernova deters them from moving in even further. I don't think this Doom is enough damage, so actually Collapse will survive it all.
That was weird. He's like, oh my god, a hero, and he just dooms him straight away. Without, you know...
Following it up?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it could have been okay, but...
Glimpse on a Zephyr, charge coming in. Got the Sunray, they have the Rolling Thunder, Fire Sap Cookie, ooh, avoiding the Rolling Thunder, but that's not going to keep him alive. And that'll be the 10th kill there for TSpirit. Again, all this while Yatoro is farming. But 23savage comes in, should have a kill here on Maposhka, especially with the help coming through from Cuckoo with that Burrow Strike. That Blink Dagger to cover the ground, and now they're going to go after Collapse for a second. 23 might even focus his attention onto Mira. Cuckoo, he does have Blink in a second, as well as the Burrow Strike if they want to make this move onto the Phoenix. 23 right under his nose. Carl denies the tower. There's the Blink as well as the Burrow Strike as the Icarus dive is going off. They get the kill on Mira. No, Yatoro is trying to turn this. Maybe get a kill there on a Cuckoo, but they've got the Purification to keep him alive.
Really great fight. I mean, Spirit do end up taking the mid-tier 1, which is great for them, but I don't know. The good thing for them is at least the TV's farming well, right? Like, he's keeping up with this Midas Doom pretty well. So that's something, but I don't know, the supporting cast are not having the best time.
No.
But we should say, you know, the heroes that they have on Team Spirit, apart from the TV, aren't item dependent. You know, they can fight without items. So even if they fall behind a little bit in net worth, they are still going to be willing to take these, you know, engagements.
They're charging towards Whitemon, but that'll put him into the hands of the Doom if Collapse wants to commit to this, and he'll stop about 66% of the way towards that Omni Knight. Been a lot of talks about how strong Omni Knight is and how strong Heavenly Grace is. Why don't we see this hero even more than we do now? We're gonna charge and okay. Gets hit, blinking into the charge.
Yeah, tried to blink stun him, but got a little bit too close. It happens. A Ring of Aquila for the TV. Thank you very much, he says.
And a Fey grenade.
Oh, imagine if you could bash off the grenade.
Perhaps now gonna charge towards mid for just a split second. And I assume, yeah, Collapse is going to take the Fey Grenade. He's got 20 more movement speed with that. Always welcomed.
Well, the good thing about the grenades as well is doesn't it give vision when you hit somebody with it? So if you grenade them and then you can charge them from away afterwards if you want.
Ooh, Epicenter Collapse in trouble. The damage coming in, they'll get the kill onto the Spirit Breaker. So he charged towards those creeps, leaving him vulnerable. Now the Rolling Thunder comes down onto Carl with the Sunray, Static Storm, all this damage onto the Doom, Swashbuckle, but oh, he's a very farm Doom. He's got a BKB and he will survive. That's right, they gambled, they lost. But only that encounter,
well, you
know, kind of ends even.
They got the BKB out of the Doom, so it could be worse, but yeah, definitely not good.
I guess Ty goes to the dealer anyway. Which would be Spirit, I guess.
Has he got... Oh, okay, no, he's going Blink on Doom next. All right.
He's not too far off of it. He's just farming at pretty absurd pace at the moment, but this is something we've been pretty accustomed to seeing with these Dooms. Burrow Strike, Mortimer's Kisses coming in on Mposhka. He's going to be run down here by Zephyr as well as Cuckoo. And it's
what's Zephyr building? Oh, the Snapfire.
Zephyr going Blink Dagger as he's got Arcane Boots and Mech.
Okay. It's pretty good. I think being able to kite around the fights on these support heroes is something we see more and more with the Blinks. I saw Mumiander going Blink earlier on the Mirana as well, if you remember.
Well, remember that game with Jinkyu, I believe. It was DPC, I want to say, which secured LGD, the Hana Major. He went Blink, got the shard on Snapfire, and just did work with it.
Snapfire's a fun hero.
Very. And in the right hands can be devastating.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Again, it's just a slow-paced game at the moment where Clinkz, he's keeping up with the TV.
17.
Yeah, he's got Scotty, Dragonlance, as well as the Maelstrom already. The farm is pretty outrageous from him, and now TSpirit, they're trying to make a play, they're trying to find something, but yeah, Whitemon will show himself. They've got the charge coming in, and there's the barrage coming out from 23. They're going to go into the Metamorphosis, but the Barrel Strike hits from Cuckoo for the Epicenter to follow it up. They've got the G coming in for the Terrorblade. They should have the damage to get this kill. They'll take out Whitemon, but in return is the Terrorblade of Yatoro. Toronto, Tokyo, swap for the get down to the low ground, and either with a shield crash. Oh dear. That's 2 big kills there for T1, and they're looking for more. They smell blood in the water, and they really want to take advantage, and they will. They'll get the +1 off here, and this ends right by the tier 1 mid.
It feels like that had to be the fight that went well for Spirit. You know, they've hit this timing in the game where the Pango and the Spirit Breaker are going to start to fall off slightly if this next fight doesn't go well for them.
Right.
So not only do they win this fight now, but they can like think about heading into the Roche Pit relatively soon when they have their spells back up again on T1, I think.
23 finds Mapochka. That barrage will come in and get them a 4th kill technically in this engagement. They got the tier 1 mid, they got 4 kills. Doom works out and getting the kill on the TB, slowing him down, and now puts 23 as well as Carl in front of this Terrorblade of Yatoro. And then there's a big gap on that from Collapse. 2 Collapse, I would say.
Hold on to your taters.
T1 right now, I would say, have played a pretty clean game.
Good charge. Yes, they TP though.
He still might get caught here.
Is under attack.
He's fine.
Just don't get there quickly enough.
Waves die so quickly. Ridiculous.
So, TSpirit, they're down 7k, and it felt like the slow pace was helping T1, and it certainly has, especially after a fight like that. What do TSpirit need to do to turn this around? It feels so tough for them.
I don't think they can come back into the game by farming is the problem, right? With the Spirit Breaker core, but they also can't fight without their TB having meta up. But at the same time they can have meta up, Doom gets his ult. So I really worry for Spirit that I don't know at what point in the game they're going to be able to take a 5-on-5 unless they somehow blow up the Doom before he gets his spells off. But I just don't see that happening.
It's a tough ask when you've got an Omni Knight giving Heavenly Grace over for 50% status resistance, as well as 38 bonus strength and 30 HP regen.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Such a disgusting spell. Static Storm as well as the Sunray on Zephyr. He's getting charged, but it's fine. Zephyr might die, but he's happy to do so, thinking of a life of 2. And now they've got the Purification, he won't even die. So Zephyr stands his ground and survives. And now they've got the Doom on the Pangolier, and this is while they're taking Roche. So Carl, is he even going to die? Charge comes in. They've got a TP coming through, but the Blink Burrow Strike, they were looking for the ult, and that's going to save Carl. Now the ult once again, and the ults. So Cuckoo, he ends up dead. Savage. And 23 in some trouble. Rolling thunder. Uh-oh. 23 may have beaten off more than he could chew, but they've got the Purification, and Whitemon TP's in to give the Sunder over. T1?
I mean, the blessing is that 23savage somehow didn't end up dying.
Structures are fortified.
I mean, that fight went so well top. I don't know why Carl felt like he needed to force the fight in the bot lane as well. Like, yeah, maybe if you get the pick off onto the Pango, it could be okay, but you have no idea who's behind him. And then all of a sudden, your Tora just turns up.
Yeah. And then you TP mass numbers and lose them. Such an odd exchange from T1. Maybe almost overconfident. Thinking that they could just run through that. Because that gives back almost the entirety of their advantage. In terms of net worth, at least.
Yeah,
that's a big swing. I'm just really shocked they got to give it to them, basically.
On a silver platter. We were talking about how hard it's going to be to kill these heroes with the Heavenly Grace, and it ends up not being that difficult when they run right into you. Now,
don't push him out.
Trouble. Burrow Strike away, survives the Static Storm, gets them back, still on the run, and they've got the dust ready to go when he goes into the Sandstorm. And there's a Silver Edge finished off for Collapse. He's going into the Ags next. Blink looking for the stun. Mira, though, TPing out. He'll be fine.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
See, 23 wants Daedalus.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He wants
Radiant structures are fortified.
Daedalus with the Maelstrom Scotty and Dragonlance with BKB all ready to go. He's sitting level 21. But after that fight over bottom, TV's 3 levels behind. He's got Scotty, Manta, as well as the Lincolns with 1,700 gold saved up, technically ahead of this Clinkz by a little bit with BKB pop. They've got themselves the Doom over the Terrorblade. They're going to Sunray to try and keep him alive. And now the Glimpse. And I'll try to help TV maybe be able to run away with the BKB running out. Sunray trying to keep him alive, and they're going to kill Yotaro. Now the look over the Rolling Thunder is bouncing Carl up into the air. They've got the Swashbuckler. The Purification comes in from Whitemon to save him. Epicenter right there. Burrow Shield Crush. Shield is there. Shield Crash. Ooh. Toronto, Tokyo. Ooh, juking, jiving, but eventually both cities have been conquered. Fuku will get credit for that kill.
TV's the one guy you can't afford to get God on, unfortunately. Great initiation by the Doom. They recognize that he has Lincolns, so they break the Lincolns before he pops it as well with the Doom.
And that puts T1 kind of right back in the driver's seat.
I'll be honest, I don't think they were ever out of it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They
attack.
almost fumbled it, that's for sure.
Yeah, they you know, took a bad corner. They recovered.
It's a pretty
This Omni has to be dealt with in fights as well. Like, if the Omni lives, the fights are really difficult.
Oh, Mira. Moves up into the air, and there's the Burrow Strike. So much damage so quickly, and 23 is now godlike.
Yeah, with the little shredder and the physical damage from the Clinkz. I think they have Medallion on the Snapfire as well. I think this shard on the Snapfire should do huge amounts of work. Interesting to see how much it can get done with the stun.
I mean, that with the Blink Dagger is,
Radiant are
we've
scanning.
seen devastating before.
Yeah, it's basically like being a blink stun hero, isn't it?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
These kind of like Stardust and Centaurs and things and whatever in a pseudo sense.
Yeah, and that's with having a Blink stun hero on your team in the Sand King. So like you don't have to be the leader in that. You could be the follower and get a follow-up stun to get the lockdown to be even more.
I think having the chance to cancel charge as well with something else is really nice.
And just as he gets into your range.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower is
I mean
under
it's difficult
attack.
because he has like phase boots and bulldozers and things and whatever.
Yeah. It'll be certainly very tough.
Oh, what is?
Bottom lane, they get the breakout onto the Omni Knight. They're going to use that ult. They're going to try and get the kill here on a White Mob, but they just don't have the damage. 23savage will
That's so
stand his
weird.
ground and collapse now. Will TP out.
Dire's top tower
too low.
is under attack.
Still holding about a 5,000 net worth lead. Really looking to hold on to that one. Got the Aegis on this Clinkz, who is with Whitemon and as well as Zephyr, and just together it makes it feel like,
Radiant's
I don't
bottom
know, maybe
tower
Spirit just don't have the answers here to defend this
can't
bottom
fight.
lane.
They can't fight into the Aegis. That's the problem. Like, even if they come down, then they're going to let the tower go anyway. So they might as well force the other lanes in and try and force rotations back. Ooh, Savage?
I guess the question is, can they do that? And they force 23savage to go back.
They force the glyph.
Are fortified.
They've got the creeps, they've got the burning army. They're going to try and protect 23savage. He can stand there within the burning army and make this very difficult for TSpirit if they want to commit and try and save this. 23savage taking a little bit of damage right now. I know about half health, but he should be a-okay, at least for the moment. And they're looking like they're at least going to get the tier 3, and they do. So now he'll start on the set of racks.
Are under attack.
And how do they fight this as well? You see the TV's not even really wanting to come back. They're just going to let them take a set of racks.
Has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks.
That's tough.
Dire's middle tower is under
In a
attack.
spot like this, giving up a set of racks, that's pretty heavy
Dire's
loss
top
commitment.
tower is under attack.
You want to going to start running across the map here as well to try and push them out. Like you'll start seeing the Spirit Heroes having to TP soon.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Truthfully, how safe can they feel? Yeah, they have to get back to their base.
He's almost got Axe on. Well, I say almost. He's about 2,000 gold away off Axe on the Omni. But at that point, he doesn't even have to stand in range. Like, it's such a ridiculous upgrade. The charge.
So 2,000 gold away from the Ags on the Disruptor. Trying to get that. Oh, they found a Clinkz for a second, but they're going to get the blink in. They'll pop the link because they're going to zoom out onto the Terrorblade. Now the motor resistance is coming through. They'll take out Yatoro. At 70 seconds without this TB. They get the Static Storm as well as the Kinetic Field. They've got the Purification. They're going to keep alive this Doom. The silence is no longer on him as the Static Storm runs out. The Storm is past. The Eye of the Storm is over them, and they'll get the kill in a collapse.
It's looking more and more difficult as time goes on now. Like we said, they're not scaling that particularly well. Like the Sankey has less net worth than the Spirit Breaker, but he feels like he does a lot more, right?
Oh, he feels like he does way more.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Get that tier 2 over mid. No TB for 30 seconds. Comes back on the Doom, but what is this really doing?
Yeah. They have Aegis on the Clinkz still.
It's about to run out in just a second. But still, even with it running out, like, how do you fight into this? How do you make something happen? You're not killing the Clinkz. Yes, you've helped for the TB to come back alive, but I mean, that's a small victory compared to what T1 are getting in these exchanges.
Yeah, and the thing with T1 is they don't even have to force the fight here if they don't want to, right? Like, there's so much time for them. As the game goes on, they're going to feel more and more favored anyway, so they might as well just wait for the Roche. There's no rush.
Yeah,
Quite arcane blink on Doom, that was.
Radiant are scanning.
Quite honestly, like, what do you do if your TSpirit? It feels like you have to make a last-ditch effort because you're going to lose most of the map, right?
I like this smoke. It does feel like this is the last go almost. They need to try and make something happen before the Doom comes back up again.
Which is 35 seconds and could potentially be with a arcane blink. Instead buys out on the refresher, I believe. They're going to go for the charge, but again, they've got the Heavenly Grace. It should keep 23 pretty healthy, and now they've got that ult. The glimpse back Whitemon. They're trying to get the kill here on the Omni Knight, but he's so tanky, eating a lot of that damage. Finally, the Swashbuckler, as well as the damage coming from Yatoro, is going to be enough to get the kill onto the Omni Knight. They'll take him out for 47 seconds. He does not have buyback.
They needed more, I think. It was a good attempt by them. They find the Clinkz, but the instant Heavenly Grace on the Omni just makes it so difficult for them.
And they'll get the kill on Maposhka as they're trying to retreat from this one. They did have to send the Pangolier back, and now they've got the Doom that's going to be out onto the Terrorblade once again. They've got the Burrow Strike as well as the kill on Yatoro. He's there for 70 seconds once more. Does not have buyback, nor is he close to having buyback. He's 1,000 gold off. They're going to TP Cuckoo bottom, push in that creep wave while they push in mid with 23savage. And at that point, TSpirit need to try and defend pretty heavily to stay in this game.
Carl's enjoying himself.
Yeah, as you do when you're up 12k like that. Wiggins for both 23 and Creeper.
They're going to go for this here.
They're going to at least try. Very tough. Toronto, Tokyo with the Rolling Thunder, not really getting touched. And Carl, he picked up that refresher, so he's got Doom available again, but the Burrow Strike comes in. They get the kill on the Toronto, Tokyo. They'll get Tango gone for 80 seconds. Collapse trying to make something happen with the right clicks coming out on the mirror. They get the kill on the Phoenix. He'll buy back immediately with the BKBs being popped by 23.
In 10 seconds.
There's the glimpse as well as the static storm that mutes up Carl, but he's so tanky. There's no extra damage to follow this up.
It looks like he's not taking any damage from the static storm. That's how much the Heavenly Grace is doing. Oh, Spirit Break is just out of here. He's like, see you later, guys.
I'll push him top lane. Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I'll force them back. I think is he going to Doom him?
I think he's looking.
And again,
so.
Again, there's still no rush for T1. If they want to back off here, they can wait for the Roche. There's a DD. They see bot. They can do whatever they want, really. The charge back again. La da 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 da.
20 seconds till Roche. They've got a double damage, so this is going to line up quite nicely if they spot it as it comes up and they have this double damage ready to go. Carl going to make his way over in 9 seconds.
What's the Clinkz level 25 talent?
He has taken the plus 50/5% death pact health damage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. The multi-shot feels so bad now.
And there's Roche with Shard. Ready to go. And he's got the Ags on Clinkz. He's got Burning Army. Ready to go. So easy Roche. No answers right now from TSpirit. They have done nothing to really push back on this just yet.
Yeah, the Collapse is having a good time.
There's the Aegis on the 23.
At least
Did you take that
BKB queued up? Yeah. I think that was, but I honestly don't know what difference it makes. I think I would have liked to have seen him just try and build a damage item or something and just try and click people more. I don't know what difference the BKB is going to make against like a Doom and a Clinkz.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know what difference any item he builds makes, but
So they're going to try and defend, but they've got the blink as well as the Pearl start coming in an Amira. And Toronto took you over to the side. There's the first Doom. And again, he does have that refresher, but Disruptor lays down the Static Storm with this Axe. It's not going to do anything. They get the here as well as Toronto Tokyo. They're going to buy back on the Pangolier. They look over Guitar, but the Pearl strike comes in. They get the kill to the Terrorblade, who doesn't have buyback. Rolling Thunder in. Not even going to matter. The second Doom is put onto the Pangolier. And they will call GG on TSpirit. T1 will take game one with pretty much complete ease.